What is up, guys? Welcome back to another day here at Mayhem Athlete. Today's workout is a pump session, so get ready to have those biceps popping, and we are gonna get started right now. All right, guys, we're getting started with our warm-up here in 10 seconds. We're starting with arm circles forward. These can be big or small, however you wanna get warmed up here. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, guys, so just trying to get our upper body primed and ready to go. We're gonna be doing some push-ups, some wall walks, so we wanna make sure we're ready. In 5 seconds, we're moving to backwards arm circles and reverse it. So just trying to get in as many as you can. You can go big or small. And then here in about 5 seconds, we're gonna go to an up down. This is a burpee without a push-up, so go ahead and start that just down to the ground. You can step down, hop up, whichever one feels good for you. This is the time we're gonna elevate our heart rate up a little bit before we get into this workout. Good. We're gonna transition into knee push-ups. Even if you have the ability to do regular push-ups, let's just get down to our knees, pump out some of these, getting our biceps nice and warmed up because we have a lot going on with this pump sesh today. Couple more reps. All right, we are warm, and so we're gonna go ahead and get into our workout now. All right, this workout is starting here in 10 seconds. You can follow along Brian for modified or Bailey for the minimal. We are going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. We have 20 dumbbell deadlifts, or as you see, Brian has these banded good mornings. If you have a band at home, this is going to be a great way to add resistance to your workout. And then here we are going to be having that dumbbell weight. So choosing a weight that is appropriate for you in order to move with proper form here. In both of these movements, you're gonna see that their back stays nice and flat when they are bringing up that resistance or that weight. Once you have done 20 beautiful reps, you are going to be moving into a wall walk or a modified version of the wall walk. So Bailey's finishing up. She's gonna show us what a good wall walk looks like. This is meant for quality, not for speed. So Bailey is going to walk her hands as close to the wall as she can, and then walking herself back out all the way down to the bottom of that position. While we have Brian here doing a modified version, he's gonna get his feet up to a box. You at home can use a chair, you can use a couch, a table, and just bring your hands back as far as you feel comfortable getting to that inverted position here. He's also gonna do 5. He is still doing a very similar stimulus where his shoulders are gonna feel that fatigue and that burn. Once you've gotten 5, we're gonna look at the clock here and we're gonna rest for 90 seconds. That's gonna be a common theme here. We have 3 sets of this work and this amount of rest. So, nice work, Bailey. So we are finishing up here and resting. It looks like both of these people are going to be getting started around the 3-minute mark. Again, for their second set, if that is you at home and you are still working, keep pushing through and take a look at the clock so you know when you're gonna start again. During this rest time, it's super important that we are controlling our breathing, especially if you're doing those full wall walks. You're putting yourself in a very inverted position, which can kind of spike the heart rate. So finding a way to do some sort of box breath to where you're cooling yourself down and you're getting ready to start a new set fresh. If you don't have a band at home and you don't have dumbbells you feel comfortable using, you can grab some sort of object at home. It will be the exact same way that Bailey is using these dumbbells, but you can do that to get the same resistance training with just an odd object at home. Whether that's 2 laundry detergents that you're picking up and setting down, maybe you have milk jugs or water that you can do. Anything we can get our hands on to build up this strength. 10 seconds and our athletes are getting back to it. If that's you at home, get ready. If you're still resting, it is okay. We're moving at our own pace here. And back to it. Very good. you'll notice that Bailey is just gently setting these dumbbells on the ground. Especially if maybe you're working out in an apartment and you know you have people below you, I want you to think about really controlling that deadlift down to the ground, tapping it, bringing it back up. Not only is that going to show good control, but it's also gonna keep neighbors happy. Still moving through the same number of reps here, 20 total. Very good. Now, perhaps you're in the middle. Perhaps you're like, I could do maybe one wall walk like Bailey's doing, and then I need to kind of scale more towards what Brian's doing. That is okay. Perhaps in this style of workout, give me just one full wall walk like Bailey's doing, and then you can either just go halfway up the wall. So Bailey just showed me moving halfway, and then she's coming back down. So that can be considered a rep. Or we can move like Brian's doing and just do a regular inverted box wall walk. Whatever we do today, this should be challenging and also allow you to practice wall walks. If you guys are like, what is this wall walk? I have never seen it before. Welcome to Mayhem Athlete, because we do these quite often, and it's not only going to give you good, strong shoulders, but it's gonna make you more confident upside down, which is pretty cool. So, nice work, guys. We're sitting at 2 sets of this. We only have one more round of this. Then when we rest, we'll be hitting something a little bit different. So, looks like we stopped around the 4:30 mark, which means we are gonna get started at the 6-minute mark. So, great work to all of you at home. I know that, again, some of these movements might be newer, so super excited that you stuck around and that you're getting after it. We are only 1 set away from closing out this wall walk movement. Yes, these athletes are doing amazing, super excited. We're gonna be moving in the next 30 seconds to our last set. Brian, for this one, if you can just turn towards the camera, so I'm gonna have you angle your body this way, just so they can see your awesome form. We can make sure that everyone is following along with Brian's form if you're doing banded good mornings, Bailey's form if you're doing dumbbell deadlifts. We're gonna get started here in 10 seconds. These are our last 20 reps here. Then we have 5 wall walks. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good, perfect. Again, you might be feeling the fatigue of this hinging movement. We've now done 40 and we're going towards our 60th rep, but I still want great form in these last 20. It should look just like rep number 1 did. So I might not be able to see you, but I'm keeping my eyes on you at home, folks. Good job. You'll see a very slight knee bend in both of these athletes. This is not gonna be a lockout and a dip down. We are bending our knees. Make sure that you keep that form, not using the back to pull up, but rather using your posterior chain, squeezing the butt at the top. Both of those have that. Good, and we're heading into our close to 10 to 15th rep of these wall walks. So if maybe you've done 10 regular and you are worried you might bust your head on the ground, let's scale back for these last 5 so we can finish these strong here. Brian is finishing up strong with his box walks. If you're doing them as couch walks, chair walks, whatever you're doing at home, finish strong. Because once we're done, we rest for another 90 seconds and then we have completely different movements. Good work. There we go. Good, good, good. Last one. Awesome. All right. So we're finishing at that 7:30 mark, which means the 9-minute mark is when we here in the studio are gonna get started again. The next one is gonna start with 20 push-ups. That is going to be an incline push-up for Brian, or you at home if you're choosing to follow along with Brian. For Bailey, she's actually gonna grab those dumbbells that she did her deadlifts with and use them for a dumbbell floor press. Same idea for you at home. If you don't have dumbbell weights, you feel comfortable doing those dumbbell deadlifts, and doing the floor press with, and those are the only dumbbell weights you have, we can mix and match. We can also do some of the push-ups that Brian is doing and still do a crush grip bicep curl, however we want to do it. We'll get to that in just a second here. We have about 40 seconds before we get started. We are pumped, literally. 30 seconds and we're getting started here. This is going to be still super fatiguing on those shoulders because you just got done doing a separate shoulder burner. So be prepared here. Take breaks if needed, but try to keep moving. So breaks should be about 3 to 5 seconds. All right. You can go ahead and get into position because we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So here, if you're at home and you have a chair, you have a table, something you're doing an incline push-up with, you'll notice, just as Brian is, I'm needing you to still go to full range of motion. He's tapping his chest as close down to that box as possible, reaching that full extension at the elbows. That is a good, proper rep. Again, he can take a second, he can shake out the arms if he needs to. Bailey's gonna look very similar. She's going to have these dumbbells extended all the way up. She brings them down to her chest or where her elbows touch the ground, re-extending up. She can also take a second or bust them all out. Then we're moving to 15 bicep curls. For Bailey, it's gonna be a single dumbbell with this crush grip, where we're gonna turn sideways just a little bit to show off your biceps. And then we're gonna have the same thing with this banded. Also want you to turn, Brian, towards the center of the camera. Beautiful, just show them what this looks like. It's the same idea, but we're using that resistance band to get that pump. Very nicely. Okay, she's taking a break, and that's okay. These are tough. You're taking a dumbbell, holding it in the heads, which is a grippy movement, and then you are bicep curling that up. We also want to make sure, as Bailey's doing that, we're keeping those elbows tight to the body. We're not doing too much kipping with the elbows. So again, this is a strength-based workout. It is okay that you don't go as fast as possible. This is pump, okay? Good job. Our athletes are finishing up with those. Perfect. We finished around that 10:40 mark, so we are going to get started around the 12:10 mark. Again, same exact format. 20 of those, 15 with a 90-second rest. If you're still moving at home, keep moving, kind of keep track of the time on your own, but make sure you rest. This is definitely something that we want to rest so we can give it another go in that same way where we're resting little in between our movements. So you saw Bailey set down the dumbbell a couple times. That's totally cool. She just took a couple seconds of rest and got back to it. We don't want to stand around for a super long time before we attack the rest of those reps. All right, we have about 40 seconds because we're starting at the 12:10 mark here in the studio. Again, if maybe you noticed in that round that those crush grip bicep curls were maybe a little too much for the weight you have available at home, and you have a resistance band or you have a towel at home, you can stretch that towel out to build that resistance in and just do bicep curls with the towel. 15 seconds, folks, and we are back at it, keeping that pump alive. We're gonna get started here in 10. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20 reps. I want these 20 to still look like those first 20, okay? So be very patient with yourself if you need to switch up. If maybe this is too uncomfortable for you or you're not able to get a good amount of reps in this box push-up, we can drop to our knees. We did do the knee push-ups in the warm-up, so that is another scaling option that we can do. So we want to make sure that we are scaling when needed so we can keep our form good, okay? Again, this is quality movement, not how fast we can go today. Perfect, you'll see Brian, he dropped down to the ground, he's giving those knee push-ups. He's doing a little bit of a hand release at the bottom, which allows him to not keep the tension in the arms, especially with that banded bicep curl coming into play. And he did those box walks earlier. He's definitely feeling it, and you probably are at home too. I know Bailey's feeling it with these bicep curls. See that pump, feel that pump, guys. Good job, you got it, Brian. Good. There we go, and we're getting into that bicep curl with the band. Good job. Awesome. Finishing strong with those. Again, if you need to drop the band for the resistance, we can do a towel bicep curl at home. You can grab a dish rag if that's all you have around you right now. Just something to kind of get that resistance, bringing it up. Good job, Ryan. All right. We have one last set. We're gonna rest for the minute and 30 seconds here in the studio. If you keep on going, if you're not done yet, but we are gonna get started at the 15-minute, 30-second mark. It's our last one of these, and that will conclude our pump sesh. Are we feeling pumped?
I'm so pumped.
Pumped, yes. Good job, guys. We have 1 minute before we start our last set here. If you're staying in sync with our athletes here in the studio, then this is your last set too. Again, modify as needed. Yep, 15:30 for here in the studio. All right, guys, 30 seconds. Now, I know some of you guys at home, you might be trying to stick with us here, but I encourage you that if you aren't taking your full 90 seconds rest, don't try to stick with us, actually take it. Your body needs it. There is a true purpose for you in taking this rest because of the amount of volume and work that we are needed. We have 10 seconds left. We are starting with those push-ups. Now, another option that we have, 3, 2, 1, go, is if these start getting tough towards the 20th push-up for Brian and his knee push-ups, we can also go to a box knee push-up. So it would be the same thing, it's just, again, scaling for whatever you need, where you can go to your couch, you can get on your knees, and we're doing a knee elevated push-up. Whatever we need here to stay moving with good, proper form. Looks like Brian's gonna show us that option here in the studio. Again, we're still getting that full range of motion in our chest, but it kind of takes a little bit of weight off of us that we would feel if we were in that full laying down position. Then once we knock those 20 out, no more push-ups for today. We are hitting our last set of our banded bicep curls or our crush grip bicep curls. All righty, perfect. Last set of those 15 bicep curls, yep. Gotta finish that pump. Good job, Bailey. All right, if you are sticking with Brian here, let's finish out those banded bicep curls with him. We got 15 of those. Very nice, good, good, good. Still getting that good full range of motion. Yes. Oh yeah. Closing it out, those last few reps. We have 17 minutes on the clock with quite the pump, guys. Proud of all of you. Keep on finishing strong. Oh yeah. All right. Awesome. We are gonna hit a cool down here, so stick around. Great work today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this pump. If you did, you can join the Mayhem Athlete family. We have a wide variety of workouts that you can join in on each day, and don't forget to stick around for our cool down. There's a video right here you can click on. It is worth it. Your body's gonna need it after that one. Thank you guys so much for joining. I can't wait to see you around next time. Have a great day.